Hello and welcome to another video, and we're going to be reviewing the next library in our series. It's going to be Abbey Road 60s Drummer. That's right, Abbey Road 60s Drummer. We just reviewed 50s Drummer there, so I advise you watch that video too. This one will be pretty much more the same, but you'll be able to compare both as well and see if if you can only afford one. It'll help you choose which one, because they're both quite similar, I'll be honest. Although the grooves and stuff that they have are very, very different. So yeah, please watch the previous video, the 50s Drummer, before this one. If not, it's up to you. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and click that notification for future videos so that it'll let you know. And then you can come back and watch more. Okay, but without further ado, let's get into it. Oh, I love how it hits. Okay, so we're over at Instagram at RTMA Studios. Give us a follow. We'll follow you back. Also, we can chat. We can send messages, ask questions. We can exchange tips, whatever. And maybe get a bit more one-to-one. Also, it's good for networking too. So yeah, head on over to Instagram and let's link up there too. So without further ado, we're going to get our 60s drummer. So I'm going to open up contact 8. I'm going to drag it in here this time. It'll pop up. I'm using my trusty DAW Reason Studios. Love Reason Studios. Big shout out. Again, everything that I'm showing here, it's not paid for. It's bought by myself, for myself, working in sound and music. So these are all the tools that I use day in, day out. Let me select 60s drummer. I'm going to go for the late kit full here. I'll load that in. There we go. So again, just like in the first video we've watched in this series, you'll always have your drum kit. You can select each and every single part of that kit, and when you do, it'll change here, and then you can manipulate the attack, hold, decay, tune, remix, overhead mix, etc. The reason why this is pretty good is if you need to tune it for your track. Sometimes you might need to tune these percussion instruments. But essentially, I haven't really found I've had to that much. Mostly in dance music, maybe kicks and things, you might do that a bit more. Anyway, with the sounds, I'll just get this ready. With the sounds, we'll go through them. The layout for each of these Abbey Road libraries is pretty much the same. Just maybe depends on what is in the kit and how many, but it's essentially in the same position, the same place for each of them. So it just makes it easy when you're using one library over another, that it's not a brand new interface and layout that you have to learn each and every time. So that's quite handy. So we'll go through these sounds straight away, and yeah, let's start. So we're looking for, maybe, where's C1? Oh no, it's down there. Perfect, and we'll go right down. So it always starts off before the kick. Kick's like the start, but before that you'll have your side pieces, your claps, your tambourine, sticks, whatever. So it's the same idea. There's going to be lots of different pre-recorded hits that are all stacked and layered, and different velocities trigger different samples, and they'll cycle and stuff. Again, that's how I think it works. Maybe in this video I might show you what I'm talking about, but no, that'll be a separate video, because that's actually a good technique to learn. We'll go through that at some point. How to cycle samples so that you're getting a more natural sound. Even in dance music, it can make all the difference and make it sound just different and better, you know. Anyway, so I think this one has four snare hits. The last one had 3. Same again, you got your toms, I think, on the white keys. And then your hi-hats on the black keys. And then we have a whole octave range of cymbals. Okay, and then we're going to go up. Another nice meaty kick. It rolls. Again, full snare roll. And when you take your finger off this one, you ready? The finger comes off. Got that nice sound. I like that. That's nice. I don't know how to describe that. I said in the last video, opposite. That's what it sounds like to me. 2, 3, do, do, do. Anyway, pretty cool. Sounds quite similar to me. Like if you know what was happening there, you tell me in the comments if you're a drummer and you know what the difference is. I don't think there's one there. Definitely in the other video they sounded thinner. They sounded opposite. Opposite. That's the key word. And yeah. And yep, there's a few on past there. There you go. That's all the individual hits. So moving on to the mixer, same again. Looks like the same interface from the 50s drummer. The 60s, you've got all the usual, the transient master, compression, tape. Okay. We got a lot of different presets there too. I didn't show us last time. Kick A, B, C, D, and E. What else? Yeah, settings. You can save your settings. That's great. Different outputs you can go to from your channels. You can route it. It's pretty much all the usual stuff. Again, I don't really play around with this as much because, I mean, it sounds great. Apart from to fit your mix, as I said before, these guys have spent all this time, energy, money, and they're professionals. They're making these things the best they can be, and of course, to make it fit, you might need to change it. But you know, you don't necessarily have to, and I haven't really ever needed to all that much, you know. And anytime I have done any kind of effects or whatever, I've used, you know, my own effects units and utilities and things and players that I'm used to using to achieve what I need. But it's still always good to be able to learn so that you can go in under the hood, you can change the width, panning, you know, understand what everything does so that you know how to better shape the sound for your mix, and stuff like that, you know. Same options are exactly the same. You've got your velocity curves, MIDI mapping, kit view, randomize, and then all the stuff that you can play around with. And grooves. So same as last time. Doesn't look like there's as much there, right? However, that's the two kits. However, you have to remember there was only 10 in the last. Here we get 20. Look at that. 20 different grooves. So we'll start with rock and roll. and I'll keep it on soul for now. And let's do shuffle. That's a super slow. What is it? 186. Were we 97? Oh. Now we're talking. Listen to that. Oh, that sounds fun. Some toms. Oh, that's nice and thick, that is. Tell me that doesn't sound so natural. Oh, that was so good. Nice, right? Let's try some blues rock. Let's see. Oh, fire. Let's see if fire sounds like. So fire's at 148. Let's go down to. In fact, hold on. I think this might be the one. Yeah, I made it too fast. It's still pretty fire, yeah. You can just hear the bass guitar behind that, can't you? I don't know, something. Right, going off on one now. Sorry, apologies. Yeah, it sounds good. It sounds really nice. Yes, apologies. Sometimes I'm sure you do the same thing. If you're checking something out, you're listening, and then all of a sudden the song's just coming in your head and you're humming, and yes, this isn't the place for it. I apologize. But yep, you can watch another video. I'm sorry. I'm enjoying this, and yeah, hopefully you are too. Let me know in the comments if you want me to shut up while I'm playing stuff or shut up in general. Just tell me. I'm gonna jump down to psychedelic rock. Ginger? Okay, Ginger. Well, maybe we'll finish on Ginger. I don't know why I think that's so funny. Oh, Paisley. I have to try this one. So 120. Now, if you can't already tell from my accent, I'm from Northern Ireland. And without getting too contentious, I'm not going to say what side I'm on. If you're from Northern Ireland, you know what I'm talking about, right? However, Paisley, if you know, you know. Google it if you don't. So anyway, Northern Ireland, Paisley. Here we go. Let's see if it sounds like the fella. I mean, here we go. Okay, quite straight list. That was nice. It's not so bad. Yeah, it's quite tribal, isn't it? Crazy on those toms there. So if you're like me and toms are something that you struggle with, it would actually be interesting to see and do a bit of study, which is what I like about these libraries as well. I mean, this is like having a session musician just sitting there, just waiting for you to like use the person to make some tunes. And if you can't pick someone's brain, pick the MIDI apart. So I'm going to move this over a second and just have a look at the way these. That was interesting. Okay, I was expecting it to look a bit different, but yeah, that's, you can go under the hood and see how some of these things are made. If you don't naturally know how to play that rhythm, that type of instrument, it can help. So there we go. Move this back. And Ginger. I want to finish on Ginger. So yeah, no offense to any actual gingers. I hope this sounds good though. And as you say, it might not necessarily be ginger. You could be, what is it, strawberry blonde, or the one I like, African sunset. Yeah, it's a nice one. So we're on ginger. Let's see what ginger sounds like. Oh, 150. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I like that. Oh, I really, really, really like this. Okay, I'm impressed. I really like ginger. I really like ginger. Watch this space. I'm gonna do something with that. That's awesome. I just like, yeah, rhythm. That's really, really suited that. I'm gonna play ginger. I'll go through the mixer settings before we finish. So yeah, here we go. There's blues rock. And there you go. That is Abbey Road 60s drummer. And yeah, if it's something that you think sounds good for you, if you do think it sounds too similar to the 50s drummer, or not different enough to justify buying it separately, I suggest waiting until there's like a sale. You can get these things in a set or a pack or part of a deal. I think that's how I got all my Abbey Road series, was like one big purchase during a sale at some point. And honestly, they've been absolutely amazing to work with. I can't stress enough how much time, effort, love, and quality has been put into these libraries, and I don't make anything from these guys at all. Nobody, yeah, they don't know that I do this. I've only started these videos. So I'm getting nothing from this other than telling you guys that if you're really looking some natural drum kits and a whole host of hundreds of different rhythms and ideas for rhythms that you can use if you're a non-drummer like me, and you don't have access to a drummer, here's a session drummer for you. In fact, here's multiple session drummers through the 50s, 60s, 70s, and so on and so forth, which we'll be going through in later videos. So yeah, check it out, and if you do purchase it, let me know. If you've made something already or you're going to make something with these, let me know. Put in the comments, and if you can share links, direct us, and we'll go and have a listen and get you some views, get you some shares, you know. Uh, and again, remember, there's no right and wrong. You can choose whatever you want to choose. You can go for the defaults. You can make it all custom. You can do whatever you want, and don't let anybody ever knock you for, you know, using a preset that you love, like Ginger. Oh, do you think I'm going to change that? Ginger sounds awesome. I'm going to use Ginger, and I'm sure you could use Ginger, and someone else could use Ginger as well. But you know, it's how we use it in our mix of instrumentation and the rest of it, and make it yours. And that's exactly what I'm going to do with Ginger. Make that Ginger mine. Okay. Anyway, thank you for sticking around, and yeah, see you in the next one.